Beneath the surface of every ocean lives a creature that should not exist. An air-breathing mammal, warm-blooded and social, navigating the deep as if it were born there. Whales are not fish. They breathe air, nurse their young with milk, and share their ancestry with every dog, elephant, and human on land. But 52 million years ago, their ancestors walked on land, four-legged, furry, and probably afraid of the water. This is the story of the most dramatic transformation in the history of vertebrate life. How mammals went back to the sea. To understand why, we must go back to the world right after the dinosaurs. The Eocene epoch, 56 to 34 million years ago. The world was warmer, much warmer. The poles were forested, the seas were shallow, and the Tethys Ocean split the old world like a warm, sunlit highway. The oceans were rich and untapped. The great marine reptiles, mosasaurs, plesiosaurs, had vanished with the dinosaurs. The sea was wide open. Into this vacancy stepped an unlikely candidate, Pakicetus, a small, deer-sized mammal that lived along the shores of ancient Pakistan. Pakicetus had 4 fully functional legs, walked on land, and looked nothing like a whale. Yet it is the earliest known ancestor of all cetaceans alive today. How do we know? The bones tell us. Pakicetus had a unique inner ear structure, the same dense, ring-shaped ear bone found only in whales. Pakicetus was classified in the order Artiodactyla, the same group as hippos, pigs, and deer. The whale's closest living relative is the hippopotamus. But why would a land mammal return to the sea? The answer begins with food, the ocean's ancient, undisturbed abundance. The Tethys Sea shores of ancient India and Pakistan offered rich fishing grounds. The proto-whales that waded and caught more, those that stayed longer survived better. Natural selection is patient. Over thousands of generations, small changes accumulated. The body slowly rewrote itself for the water. Approximately 49 million years ago, a new creature appeared, Ambulocetus natans. Its name means the walking whale that swims. Ambulocetus was massive, the size of a large sea lion. It could walk on land, but was far more comfortable in water, undulating its spine like a modern otter. Its feet were large and splayed, natural flippers. Its nostrils were on top of its snout, gradually migrating backward. The whale blueprint was beginning to emerge. Ambulocetus was likely an ambush predator, lurking in river estuaries, crouching in shallow water, then lunging with explosive force at prey. Around 47 million years ago, a new lineage split off, the Remingtonostidae. These were specialized, long-snouted proto-whales built for a fully aquatic life. The Remingtonostids had small hind limbs, barely useful for walking. They were spending most of their time in the sea. Then came Rodhocetus, 46 million years ago. This creature had reduced legs, a flexible spine built for vertical swimming strokes, and a tail that was beginning to form flukes. Rodhocetus could no longer support its weight on land. The commitment to the ocean was becoming permanent. The nostrils continued their journey backward along the skull. This was crucial. It allowed the animal to breathe while nearly fully submerged. Meanwhile, the skeleton was also changing. The hind limbs were shrinking with each generation, their bones growing thin and disconnected from the spine. Around 40 million years ago, the Basilosaurids arrived, the first animals we would recognize as truly whale-shaped. Basilosaurus was enormous, up to 18 meters long. Its body was fully streamlined. Its forelimbs were true flippers, and its tail ended in horizontal flukes. But Basilosaurus still had tiny hind legs, complete with knees, ankles, and toes. They were too small to walk on, but perfectly formed. Scientists believe these vestigial legs may have been used during mating, grasping appendages from a body plan the ancestors left behind. Basilosaurus was a fierce apex predator. Its teeth were serrated and triangular, built for slicing through sharks, fish, and even other early whales. Its skull was different from modern whales. It could not echolocate. It hunted by sight and smell, much like a crocodile in the open sea. Living alongside Basilosaurus was its smaller cousin, Dorudin. About 5 meters long, Dorudin was more compact, and its body plan was closer to modern dolphins. Dorudin had smaller hind limbs than Basilosaurus. The march toward a fully limbless body was accelerating. Around 34 million years ago, the Eocene ended. The climate cooled dramatically. The Tethys Ocean began to close. The world was changing again. This cooling triggered a revolution in whale evolution. The changing oceans created new ecological niches, and proto-whales were ready to fill them. The ancient whales split into 2 great lineages that persist to this day: the Odontoceti, toothed whales, and the Mysticeti, baleen whales. The toothed whales developed something extraordinary: echolocation. They evolved the ability to generate high-frequency sound clicks and hear the echoes bouncing back. Echolocation was a superpower. It allowed toothed whales to hunt in complete darkness, navigate murky waters, and find prey over vast distances. The melon, a fatty organ in the forehead of toothed whales, focuses these sounds into a precise biological sonar beam. Meanwhile, the baleen whales took a different path. Instead of teeth, they evolved plates of keratin, baleen, hanging from their upper jaws like a giant comb. Baleen is made of keratin, the same protein as your fingernails. Ancient baleen whales first had teeth, then both teeth and baleen, then baleen alone. This filter-feeding innovation was revolutionary. Instead of chasing individual prey, baleen whales could gulp vast quantities of water and sieve out millions of tiny creatures at once. Filter feeding allowed access to krill, tiny shrimp-like crustaceans, which bloom in astronomical numbers in cold polar waters. This is why baleen whales are so large. Krill is energy-dense and abundant. The bigger the whale, the more krill it can process in a single gulp. The Miocene epoch, 23 to 5 million years ago, saw whale diversity explode. Dozens of species radiated across every ocean basin on Earth. One of the most fearsome creatures of the Miocene was Livyatan melvillei, a sperm whale relative with teeth the size of bananas on both upper and lower jaws. Livyatan hunted baleen whales. It was among the largest animal predators that ever existed, a relic of an age when the ocean was far more dangerous. The Miocene also saw the rise of ancient dolphins, nimble, social, echolocating hunters that swam in pods. Meanwhile, river dolphins were invading fresh water, pushing into the ancient Amazon, Ganges, and Yangtze rivers as the continents shifted. The most extreme adaptation of any whale belongs to the sperm whale, Pfister macrocephalus. Its enormous square head is filled with spermaceti oil. Spermaceti was once thought to be the whale's sperm, hence the name. It is actually an oil that may act as a buoyancy device and as a powerful acoustic lens for echolocation. The sperm whale dives deeper than almost any other air-breathing animal, over 3,000 meters, hunting giant squid in the blackest depths of the ocean. Its clicks, used for echolocation, are the loudest sounds produced by any animal on Earth, reaching up to 230 decibels. Now consider what was happening to the whale's front limbs. The arm bones, humerus, radius, ulna, were compressed and locked into rigid paddles. Inside every whale flipper are the bones of a five-fingered hand. The humerus, radius, ulna, carpals, and elongated finger bones visible on X-ray. This hidden hand inside the flipper is one of the most powerful pieces of evidence for evolution ever found. The same bones, repurposed by 50 million years of selection. The tail tells an even greater story. Fish tails are vertical, they sweep side to side. Whale flukes are horizontal, they pump up and down. This up-down motion is because whales inherited a mammalian spine, built for galloping, arching vertically as a cheetah or dog runs. The ocean merely extended that motion. The hind limbs did not vanish completely. Deep inside the bodies of modern whales, hidden beneath the skin, lie vestigial pelvic bones, all that remains of their walking legs. Occasionally, a humpback or sperm whale is found with actual hind leg protrusions, atavisms, where ancient genes briefly reactivate and build structures long lost. These rare individuals are living proof of ancestry. The ghost of the land is still written in their genome, waiting to be expressed. The genome confirms everything. Whale DNA shows they are part of the even-toed ungulate family, the same clade as cattle, giraffes, and hippos. Sign insertions, jumping DNA sequences, found in both whale and hippo genomes are identical. This shared genetic signature proves their common ancestry beyond doubt. Now let us meet the modern whales. There are approximately 90 species alive today, ranging from the 1.4-meter dwarf sperm whale to the 30-meter blue whale. The blue whale, Balaenoptera musculus, is the largest animal ever to have lived on Earth. It can weigh up to 200 tons, and its heart alone weighs as much as a car. A blue whale's tongue weighs as much as an elephant. Its arteries are wide enough for a human to swim through. It is a world unto itself. How did evolution allow such gigantism? The ocean made it possible. Water supports body weight. There is no gravity limit when you are buoyant. The baleen whale's size also benefits the ecosystem. Whale feces fertilize the ocean's surface with iron and nitrogen, feeding the phytoplankton that produce half the Earth's oxygen. This is called the whale pump. More whales mean more phytoplankton. More phytoplankton means more oxygen. Whales are not just animals, they are climate engineers. The humpback whale is perhaps the most famous of all. Its haunting, complex songs can last for hours and travel hundreds of kilometers through the ocean. Humpback songs are cultural. They change over time, spreading across populations like a hit song. Neighboring groups learn new verses from each other. Orcas, killer whales, represent the apex of cetacean intelligence. They have culture, dialects, and family-based social structures that last a lifetime. Different orca populations have different hunting techniques. Some beach themselves to catch seals, others cooperatively herd fish, others target shark liver with surgical precision. These techniques are taught, passed from mother to calf, from generation to generation. This is animal culture, as complex as anything seen outside of humans. Dolphins are cognitively extraordinary. They recognize themselves in mirrors, a test only passed by great apes, elephants, and humans before them. Dolphins use sponges as tools, carrying them on their snouts to protect themselves while digging in the seafloor. This behavior is learned and passed down maternally. Narwhals, the unicorns of the sea, possess a single spiral tusk that can reach 3 meters. It is actually a hypersensitive tooth packed with millions of nerve endings. The narwhal uses its tusk to sense salinity, temperature, and pressure changes in the water. A sensory organ of extraordinary precision evolved from a simple tooth. The bowhead whale may be the longest-lived mammal on Earth. Individuals have been found with 200-year-old harpoon tips in their blubber, survivors from the age of sail. Bowhead whales have uniquely robust immune systems and show little sign of cancer. Scientists study their genome for clues to longevity and disease resistance. But not all cetaceans thrived into the modern era. The Beige, the Yangtze River dolphin, was declared functionally extinct in 2006, driven to silence by fishing nets and river traffic. The vaquita porpoise faces the same fate. With fewer than 10 individuals remaining, it is the most critically endangered marine mammal in the world. Industrial whaling in the 20th century brought many species to the brink of extinction. In the 1930s, 50,000 blue whales were killed in a single year. Today, blue whale populations are estimated at only 10,000 to 25,000, a fraction of their pre-whaling numbers. They are still listed as endangered. The 1986 International Whaling Commission moratorium on commercial whaling gave many species a chance to recover, and some populations are slowly returning. Humpback populations, once decimated, have rebounded remarkably, from near extinction to over 80,000 individuals today. But new threats loom. Ocean noise pollution from shipping interferes with whale communication. Plastic pollution chokes their digestive systems. Climate change is shrinking their food. Ship strikes kill hundreds of large whales every year. Blue whales cannot hear the low-frequency hum of approaching supertankers until it is too late. Entanglement in fishing gear kills over 300,000 cetaceans per year worldwide. A silent, invisible massacre happening beyond public view. And yet, the story of whales is ultimately one of astonishing resilience. They survived the asteroid, the ice ages, mass extinctions, and 50 million years of change. Consider what they gave up: warmth, solid ground, the ability to see the stars. They traded the terrestrial world for something far vaster: the ocean. The ocean covers 71% of Earth's surface. It is the largest habitat on the planet, and whales mastered every corner of it. From the Arctic pack ice, where bowhead whales live for 2 centuries, to the crushing depths where sperm whales battle giant squid in the dark, whales are everywhere. Whale watching has grown into a billion-dollar global industry. For many coastal communities, living whales are worth infinitely more than dead ones. When a whale dies naturally, its body sinks to the seafloor, creating a whale fall. This carcass supports entire ecosystems for decades, feeding deep-sea life in stages. First, mobile scavengers like sharks and hagfish strip the flesh. Then enrichment opportunists colonize the bones. Finally, sulfophilic bacteria digest the lipid-rich skeleton for decades. Even in death, whales give back. A single whale fall can sustain up to 200 different species and support complex ecosystems for up to 100 years. Now we return to where we started, to the ancient shores of the Tethys Sea, 52 million years ago, where a small furry mammal paused at the water's edge. It did not plan to conquer the ocean. It did not dream of becoming a giant. It was simply hungry, and the sea was full. Step by step, generation by generation, over 50 million years, its descendants waded deeper and never came back. Today, that legacy swims in every ocean. A blue whale breathing at the surface carries 52 million years of evolution in every breath. When you see a whale breach, hurling its 50-ton body clear of the water, you are watching the ocean's most successful land mammal celebrating its return. We are only beginning to understand them. Their songs carry meaning we have not decoded. Their intelligence humbles us. Their history redefines what is possible in life. The question is no longer how they went back to the sea. The question is, how long will we let them stay?